When you are saying, I love myself, who is the one that is doing the loving and who is the one that is receiving the love? Or when you say, I am judging myself, who is the one that is judging and who is receiving that judgment? And what is beyond that? So when I reflected on this, when I sat with this and questioned my higher self, what is beyond this I love myself? Because when we do that, we're splitting ourselves into two. So what I received with what is beyond this is I am. And I felt such a sense of completeness and pure love and fulfillment, and tears just started coming to my eyes, and I heard Yeshua say, I am that I am. And it was this feeling of total completeness. Like there's no other descriptions or conceptualizations. There's nothing really that can define the pure essence or the truth of who you are. And you don't need to try to love yourself. You don't need to split yourself off into two and say, I am loving myself. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you come into this beingness, into the truth of who you are, love flows through you. Love naturally wants to express through you. And when love is expressing through you, you're receiving that love too, because whatever we share with others, that's the energy that we're receiving. Whether we're judging others or whether we're sharing love, that energy goes through us. So from this state of beingness, there's nothing to judge. There's nothing to think, oh, am I good enough? You don't question your self-worth from that place. Love just naturally flows because it's who you are. So again, there's nothing wrong with the self-love. The self-love, I honor the self-love journey. It has been transformational for me. And it's such a beautiful practice to go from withholding love from ourselves or seeing ourselves separate from love or unworthy of the love that we are, to loving ourselves, and how that completely shifts our reality, because self-love is the foundation of how we experience our reality, because it's so closely related to self-worth. Self-love and our worthiness are like one. So when we go beyond that, oh, I'm loving myself, or self-love, or going beyond judgment, when we come into our beingness, we naturally are this energy. It is who we are. I mean, we come from source, we are source, we return to source. Love, pure unwavering love, is the frequency of the universe itself, the frequency of all that is, you, me, every being. We are this frequency of unconditional, pure love. And when we are aligned with our beingness, with the truth of who we are, that's when we are tapped into our authenticity. That's when we are tapped into our power. That's really where our power comes from. And of course, it's not power over anybody else. It's that power that comes from within us, because we are so aligned with the truth of who we are. So to feel into your beingness, come out of your head and down into your heart. Really bring your awareness into your heart. Take 3 deep breaths if you need to, and feel for your beingness. Feel for your unique soul signature frequency. And just feel for that. Really feel deeply into it. Make that your whole experience of what you're experiencing in the now. And you are feeling this in your heart, but your heart also has no edges. It's not something where you need to come out of your body to be in your heart, to experience your beingness. And it's not something where you're in your body and you're separate from all that is. Because even our body, a lot of times that can be hard is the reason why it's hard for people to be in their body, especially people that are very galactic. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But anyways, it's because people see the body as being separate. But when they use a very powerful microscope to zoom in on the outer layer of our skin, it's almost impossible to detect a separation between the space around us and where our body begins. So just know that when you come into your beingness, you're not an object that's in oneness. And this is something that people often do. Even when they feel into stillness, they feel into this state of oneness. And you can expand that oneness outside your room, your house, the world, the universe, and just keep expanding. It's just infinite. And then they see themselves as an object in that oneness, and that's not what it is. You are a part of that oneness. It's this very fluid. You are one with all that is. So you can feel into your beingness, feel into the true essence of who you are, and when you're in that space, love is who you are. It naturally flows through you. And my higher self channeled this before, that love isn't caused, it is. It's not something that you need to work for, try for, like, oh, am I worthy of receiving this love? Am I good enough? It's who you are. It just is. It's the frequency of all that is. And when we hold ourselves separate from that, that's why we need to go on this self-love journey, because we see that there's a lack of love, or we see ourselves as not worthy from love. But when you come into the truth of who you are, your worthiness isn't in question. Would you look at somebody that you look at them and you don't question their worthiness for a minute? You don't say, oh, well, that person's not worthy of love. Or you think of like your beloved animal, or an ascended master, or an angel, or somebody that you just really admire, Christ consciousness being, the universe itself, whatever it is for you, where you don't question their worthiness or that they are love. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's me. That's all of us. And we're all on our own unique journeys, and that's a beautiful thing, and we can really honor each other's journey, but we are all worthy of the love that we are. It just is. It just is. And being aligned with our beingness, with our authenticity, with our power, with that state of pure love, you just are love. It just flows. And you may have times where you come out of the present moment, or where you're in your mind, or where something is triggering you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no need to judge yourself for that. That's just another judgment. But when you feel yourself going into that, or when you're doubting your worth, or when you're just not feeling lovable, or whatever it is, just come down into your heart and feel for your beingness. Just feel for it, and practice it at times when you feel good, because then at times when you're triggered, it's going to be a lot more easier to come into that space. So I'm so happy to share this with you, and I would love to hear how this feels for you, how this resonates, how you experience this, and I'm sending you so much love.